Hi everyone, welcome back to the Glowtips channel. Today we are diving into some very exciting and detailed guides on how to apply our poly nail gels. This one is especially for those beginners who are trying to get the hang of using any dual forms, and we'll also talk you through everything from picking out the perfect dual form to mastering the application technique. Also, we're going to be tracking all those frequently asked questions, so let's just get straight in and debunk them together. Let's start off by looking at what a dual form looks like. Here we have a straight edge and a curved edge dual form, and here we've laid out some of the sizes that you can expect to get from our dual forms. These plastic tools are used to shape and form nail extensions when using our poly nail gel. They are supposed to be soft, bendable, and very flexible enough in order to be able to work with poly gel. As you can see, we are able to bend the dual form without breaking it, giving us great flexibility and comfort when creating our extension. At Glowtips, we want everyone to have a size for their nails, so we have included 12 different sizes for our straight edge dual forms and 10 different sizes for our curved edge dual forms. You should also know that our dual forms are reusable. We highly suggest that after every use you clean them with alcohol and then wipe them down with a lint-free wipe or some tissue in order to dry them off. This way you will have long-lasting products and a great nail extension every time. Once they are clean, put them back in the plastic bag ready for your next use. Our dual forms have been designed to be extremely beginner friendly. As a beginner, sometimes starting off your own nail journey can be a bit confusing, and so it is important to know how to create the perfect structure of the nail. However, if you're a pro, you can probably use nail forms or even nail tips to create your nail extension. However, if you purchase our Glowtips nail kit, you will definitely get everything you need to get a perfect nail extension using dual forms. This is what our nail kit looks like, and we are very proud to say that we offer both the curved and straight edge dual forms. Here are the straight edge dual forms. These come in 12 sizes, and these are our curved dual forms, which come in 10 sizes. You also get a 100 to 180 grit hand file, a poly nail gel brush with a brush on one end and the spatula on the other. You also get two choices of your Glowtips poly nail gel extension gels. You will also get a bottle of our Glowtips slip solution, and of course you will also get the Glowtips base coat and our high shine no wipe top coat. Now, as a beginner, you might be wondering what a flat and curved dual form is and how do I choose the right one. So let's break it down for you. Flat forms are great for creating a more subtle and natural look. Here are some images of flat nail extensions which look natural and very even across the nail bed. And for those who do have a very flat nail bed, then flat dual forms could be your perfect match, as they're even great for those of you who like to type a lot or play a musical instrument. The flat dual forms are also great for those seeking short to mid-length nail extensions without creating a pronounced curve for strength, and these are going to be very ideal. On the other hand, our curved dual forms are perfect for a more dramatic, noticeable arch, giving the nails more depth and dimension. Of course, it has a more curved appearance and more strength to protect mid to long length nails. Some people find that curved nails align more closely with the natural nail shape of the fingertip. These nails are more comfortable and less prone to accidental damage. Another good tip to know is that these lines act as a guide to help you determine how long you want your nails to be. It's like having a built-in ruler, which is perfect for getting consistent lengths every time. You just have to decide how long you want your nail and use the lines accordingly. There is no right or wrong dual form to use. This all depends on the intended look of the individual's nail preferences. Exploring with dual forms can help identify the best fit for one's needs. This is why our beginner kit has two different styles of dual forms. Now let's talk about how to choose the perfect dual form in order to achieve a perfect dual form application. Our dual forms come in various sizes, so choosing the right one can sometimes be tricky for a beginner, but I will guide you through picking a size for each of your nails. As you can see, our dual forms come with a number at the free edge of the nail. This will help determine which number you need for each of your nails. If you need a bigger size, try go for a lower number. And if you need a smaller size, try go for a higher number. This is what a good fitting dual form should look like. It should fit from sidewall to sidewall, and it should fit around your cuticle area very snugly. And if you look very closely, you will see that this dual form is ever so slightly bigger than my nail bed. But be careful not to choose a dual form as wide as this can cause issues as you're creating your nail extension. Unfortunately, when our dual form is too wide, the poly nail gel will spread beyond our nail and onto our skin. This is very bad as we do not want to cause any irritation or any infection when gel touches the skin. This is something we definitely want to avoid and is a common mistake amongst beginners. The curve of the natural nail is also very important. Here we are showing you an example of what a curved natural nail looks like underneath a curved dual form. This is perfect for this type of nail as the curvature of the dual form fits perfectly on top of the natural nail. This will ensure a comfortable fit and a very natural look. Since my nail uses a curved dual form, here we are showing you an example of what a straight dual form looks like on top of a curved nail. As you can see, there's too much gap and the cuticle area does not fit flush. We have frequently been asked what one should do if they cannot find their perfect match. However, we have a solution for you. I know earlier I have mentioned that you will need to find a dual form that is slightly wider than your nail, but now I'm going to demonstrate why so you will have a better understanding. Make sure you apply a small bead of our poly nail gel to our dual form. Spread this evenly, making sure that the side walls do not spill and are nice and thin. Make sure that the free edge has a nice shape and that you use the guidelines to create your desired length. Also pat down the cuticle area to ensure it is nice and thin to avoid any lifting. The most crucial part is applying the dual form to the nail. By sliding the dual form on gently, I am applying gentle pressure to attach the dual form onto the nail. You will see that it covers the side walls perfectly, and the reason this works very well is because the dual form is slightly wider than the nail. This causes a slight size difference but is key to a perfect application and avoids any spillage. Of course, always check the underside and make sure the gel does not touch the skin. Brush it evenly and then cure it for 60 seconds. This is what the nail should look like after it has been cured. As you can see, the side walls are clean and the cuticle area is neat. This is what it should look like after removing, and this is what it should look like after filing, shaping and applying your top coat. As you can see, the structure is very curved with a high apex, but also has neat side walls and a cuticle area. Don't forget when curing to flip your nail upside down to ensure a smooth and clean underside. So now let's talk about what happens when you use a dual form that fits your nail exactly. If the dual form fits your side walls too close, you might encounter too much spillage at the side walls. As you can see here, if you press too hard for the dual form to reach the side walls, this can tempt some spillage. The more the dual form moves, the more spillage there is. For the gel to adequately fit against the side wall, you need to apply a little extra space. This margin will allow the gel to spread slightly and adhere properly without excessive pressure, which leads to overspillage. Now let's look at an example where not enough pressure was applied when applying the dual form. When we don't use enough pressure, this causes the dual form to lift off the side walls and the cuticle area. This causes these weird gaps in the nail and definitely looks uneven. This is going to cause major lifting, and the nails should never look like this before being cured. If this is what your nail looks like before curing, then make sure you remove it, apply more gel or find the right size dual form and start the process again. When a dual form doesn't fit your cuticle or your side walls, it's also possible to gently file the edges to custom fit your nail. Also, don't forget to buff the dual form after filing, just to ensure that there are no bits hanging after you're done. And here is what the filed dual form looks like after applying it to the nail. However, if a dual form is way too big for your nail, like here, then definitely avoid using this and just find a size that is slightly bigger. Here is a good example, but avoid a dual form like this. As you can see, it is too small. When the dual form is slightly too small, try to check if you are able to stretch it out. If not, it is better to select a different one. As you can see, this dual form still does not fit. I have to push it against my nail bed in order for it to fit, which is not what you want. We should be able to place the dual form over the nail and it should be able to fit without any pressure. Here I'm showing you how a well-fitted dual form should look over the nail. The sidewalls and the cuticles should fit nicely with a small gap in between. And this is what a poor fitted dual form looks like. As you can see, there is too much space between the cuticle area and the dual form, and there is no margin at the sidewall. In this next section, we will be talking about polygel application. Firstly, let's talk about how much polygel is needed when using dual forms. A small bead like this is more than enough to create a medium to long length nail extension, and the smallest amount of polygel is used to create a short to medium style of nail extension. Of course, there is no one size fits all for dual forms. Especially when you want a shorter nail like an overlay, you will just need a small bit of polygel. If you accidentally squeeze too much gel into your dual form, do not worry, as you can use our spatula to remove the excess gel. Just dip this in our slip solution and remove any of the excess gel just like so. As you can see, this is an easy and mess-free process, and the slip solution prevents any sticking to the spatula. We have previously created an application technique on how to apply poly nail gel, as I did in a previous video. I will pin this on the top right or left for you to watch it, so I am briefly going to show you how I did the application process. Of course, you want to start at the cuticle and spread the polygel outwards to the sidewalls and the free edge. Bear in mind your lines to create the length that you desire. Hey, future me here with a quick note. While editing, I missed explaining this bit, so I just want you to know that when applying your dual form, you should support this with your free hand and then cure the nail for a full 10 seconds. After this, you will find that the dual form is secure and you can go ahead and cure for another full 60 seconds. I usually skip nail clips as this can apply too much pressure to the dual form. This should be a gentle process which creates a flawless and thin nail extension. And finally, this wraps up the video. So let's quickly recap what we've covered in today's video. We talked about choosing the right size dual forms and the tricks to applying the right amount of polygel, as well as the importance of a gentle touch when pressing and curing. Now we'd love to hear from you, so drop a comment with your experiences or any questions that you might have. We're always checking our comments and we'll answer any queries that you have. And if there's any question that keeps popping up, we might just make another video to help you out. If you found this video helpful, show us some love and hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and follow us for more polygel nail tips, videos, and tricks. Your support means a lot to us and helps us to keep bringing back the nail content that you like. Thank you for watching and keep those nails looking fabulous. See you in the next video.